Sports, what a night for UFC. Yesterday night, went to the bar. Wing House it was, baby. Wing House for the wing nuts. You know, little bit of sweet Thai chili mixed in with a cider. Does me well. But let me tell you, the fight last night that had me going wasn't adesanya versus Romero. We'll get to that in a second. Let's talk about Willie Zhang and Johanna. Johanna J is what I'll call her. A Hall of Famer at the least for Johanna. Immediately when she decides to retire, she has gone up and down between weight divisions. Really, I thought she was going to be weight drained at this particular straw weight position. But she came in, she made her weight incredibly at her age and fought maybe one of the most ridiculous fights I've ever seen in the UFC for a champion. It also shows that she is actually still in the running and still has some health and skill set to continue to drive to be successful in the UFC. The fight culminated at the beginning with what I thought would be big control from Johanna with her length advantage over Mrs. Willie Zhang. The issue I saw with Johanna that I didn't like, that I think has hurt her, is the fact that she kind of went down to the height level of Wiley Zhang. And I thought she could have maybe extended herself a little bit more, utilizing her jab and actually trying to touch her instead of the shoot jabs that I saw last night where they were just basically playing pity-pat, trying to get into the fight game. All right? It was an incredible fight. Much respect. If no one has watched the fight, I'm sure there's YouTube guys that have recorded it with their Android phone from 2003 that you can watch with the blurriness and see the results and kind of one of the best historic fights in UFC I'm not gonna say woman, UFC history. So great night for them. Zhang took the fight. I thought it was a draw. I did not think Zhang won the fight completely. I think Johanna did enough to get a draw, but it was in the hands of the judges, and they gave her the nod. Now we go to, I'm skipping to what my thought is the best and worst. I thought that Mr. Alex Oliveira and Max Griffin did some good work together. I thought that was a great fight. Bad cut from Max Griffin, but still held strong. Great fighter. I liked what I saw out of Max. However, Mr. Alex Olivier took the win and is moving on in the division, looking for heads. I heard him call out a couple people, but I don't think he wants that work right now. But again, at the welterweight division, Alex is moving his way back up. The Brazilian fighter, incredible fight, got to the ground a bit. I thought that was the second best fight of the night. And the third best one for me, Beneil Dariush, knockout of Drakkar Klose. Man, Drakkar, Jesus, he's going to be the meme of the night. If anyone wanted to see a crazy looking, again, you always are cognizant of the health of the fighter. But if you want to see a guy get knocked out, and it's just immediate, and it kind of, it's sad to say, it looked kind of funny. Beneil Klose got one, and Mr. Beneil Dariush, represent Iran, took that win last night. Again, incredible performance from him. The most dominating performance, obviously, for me was Neil Magny versus Li Jingliang. I thought Neil really controlled the fight the whole night. There wasn't really any chance for Li Jingliang. Magny is a vet as well. My issue with Magny is the fact that he doesn't have any power. So that's my only issue with him. I feel as though that Neil would have better fan base and better galore because he has one of the longest winning streaks at the welterweight division. If he could get some power, some strength training, it would be nice to see him knock a few guys out, even though he did attempt to last night. But great control. He really showed a magnitude or of I'm experienced and you don't know who you're winning with last night. Use his length, something that adesanya should learn from as we get to that fight. So now the game fight of the night. I skipped over adesanya and went over everybody else just to tell you how bad the fight was. I'm disappointed in Yoel Romero. I had Yoel Romero beating Adesanya, and what happened is Yoel was playing too much games, and you never know what you may get out of this guy. But last night wasn't a night for Yoel to really showcase what he's made of. Not one of those extreme fights that you have to scratch your head with, like Acosta, like Whitaker. Didn't really go after Adesanya like I thought he would. However, Adesanya played the part of Mayweather, moved around a lot. He doesn't like to get hit. I'm scared about somebody who's a wrestler who's able to corner him to see what he may get. But again, it wasn't a good fight. It just wasn't. Not what was expected, the war that I thought we would see. Adesanya, again, using his length, but then using his speed to run around. It's part of the fight game. It is what it is. He's playing to his strengths. He knows if he got into a slugfest with Romero, it wouldn't be in his best interest. So, as Romero pulled forward and tried to get some gain, Adesanya basically ran off Mayweather style. Not in a bad way. It just is what it is. He's 6'4", a real slender fighter. I think he's almost a little bit too big for the division. However, that's how John Jones did it. You kind of take advantage of what you got. 6'4", being able to come in at that weight with that length. That's what Adesanya has done, and he won the fight last night, even though I think you didn't see the best of Yoel or anything of Yoel. Yoel, big disappointment. Should have been utilizing the takedown. Did not. Really disappointed in the fight I saw from him last night. I did like the style that he was playing with, the picky boo, hello, how are you? I'm not going to hit you, I may hit you. I love that style, but you got to get more hits. You got to get engaged more, and you got to take more risk. That didn't happen, and Adesanya won the fight. Anyway, that's my recap of UFC 248. Off Work Sports signing off. I'm out. Peace.